Hello my viewers, in this video lecture we are going to discuss about the design of staircase. So here we will take one design example on stair slab spanning horizontally. So we have discussed the basic concepts of the staircase and some relative terms in our last video. So if you have not watched the video, please watch it. So I will give it in the description link as well as in the I link. So this is the problem for today's class. So the problem is design a straight staircase supported on one side on a wall, on the other side on a stringer beam. The horizontal span of the stair is 1.5 meter. The rise is 150 mm and the tread of the stairs is 280 mm. The live load acting on the stair is 3 kN per meter square. So we have to use M320 grade of concrete and Fe415 grade of steel. So also we have to sketch the typical details of the staircase. So first of all, as a step number 1, I shall note down the given datas. The first one is the compressive strength of concrete, which is FCK equal to 20 Newton per mm square. Next one is the yield strength of steel, Fy equal to 415 Newton per mm square. Next, the span of the staircase, which is L equal to 150 mm. Then rise, R equal to 150 mm. Tread, T equal to 280 mm. Live load WL equal 3 kN per meter square. Here also we have assumed the floor finish as 1 kN per meter square. So which is most commonly used in all types of RCC buildings, which is 1.5 meter as it is the horizontal span. So the width of one step will be its span as it is a horizontally span staircase. So we have discussed in details about the horizontal span and longitudinal span staircase in our last video. So this staircase is supported one side with this wall, in the other side it is on stringer beam. So if we take the cross section at AA, so the side view of the staircase will be this one. So this is the waist slab. Then below the waist slab we will have stringer beam at one corner, one side. So the T is the tread, R is the riser. So all the dimensions are shown here. Now as a step number 2, we have to proportion the staircase. So first of all, the thickness of the waist slab we have to calculate, which is denoted by small t. So to get the thickness of the waist slab, we have a thumb rule, which is taken as 1/20th of length of the span of the stair or length of the stair. So T equal L by 20. So small t equal 1500 by 20 equal 75 mm. So you have to remember this thumb rule, T equal to L by 20 to get the thickness of the waist slab. Then we have to calculate small b. Small b equal to root over of r square plus t square. What is a small b? So for this one step, this is t and this is r, rise and tread. So this diagonal distance will be small b. So small b comes out as 317.65 mm. Now we have to calculate capital D. So what is the capital D? It is clearly shown in this figure. So from this figure we can write capital D equal to small t plus r cos theta. So this portion will be r cos theta. So this we can get from the trigonometry, and plus thickness. So D equal to t plus r cos theta. So what is the cos theta? Cos theta equal to t by b, we can get from the figure. Cos theta we can get from the figure. So all these are terms related to trigonometry. So capital D will be comes out as 207 mm after the calculations. So we have to put the values of the dimensions, and finally we will get the value of capital D as 207 mm. Now for tread and riser type of stairs, so tread and riser are this type of staircase which are horizontal span. The effective depth is taken as capital D by 2. So normally our RCC design, how we get the effective depth? Total depth minus the clear bar minus the half of the diameter of the bottom bar. So in this way we get the effective depth. But in this case we will take one approximate effective depth. Okay. So in this way also we can make a safe design for this type of RCC members, so which is also valid. So one thing you have to remember, whatever the method you adopt in the design, your structure must be safe as per IS 456 or our design codes, Indian design, as per our Indian design codes. So like the structural analysis, you may not use that exact method, but whatever the method you adopt, you have to design a safe and stable structure as per the codes. In step 3, we have to calculate the loads and bending moments. First of all, for the dead loads, we have to calculate the self weight of waste slab per meter width of the stairs. So how to calculate? If you see this figure, so for one step, this is the portion of the waste slab. So we have to calculate the weight in this portion. So if you see very carefully, so this is for this portion of the, this is B and this is the T thickness. So the area of this portion will be B into T. So B is what? 0.318, approximately 0.318 meter. Okay, and T will be 0.075 meter. 0.31 means if we approximate this 317.65, so it will be 0.318 meter. So for per meter width, it will be comes out as 0.596 kilonewton per meter. Okay, so we will calculate per meter width of the stairs. Next, self weight of one step. So if you draw one step, so it is one triangle. It is rise, it is straight. So half into T into R will be the area of the triangle. So half into 0.15 into 0.28, and it will be multiplied by the unit weight 25, and it will comes out as 0.525 kilonewton per meter. So our floor finish is 1 kilonewton per meter square. So if you multiply with the tread, so it will be comes out is 0.28 kilonewton per meter. So 1 kilonewton per meter square, which is assumed floor finish, multiplied with the tread 280 mm. So it will be comes out as 0.28 kilonewton per meter. So total dead load per meter width of stairs will be 1.40 kilonewton per meter. And the live load given is 3 kilonewton per meter square. So if you multiply with the thickness of the tread, so it will be comes out as 0.84 kilonewton per meter. So the total load per meter width will be 2.24, combining dead load and live load. Then if we calculate the factored load by multiplying with 1.5, as we are going to use the limit state method, so it will be comes out as 3.636 kilonewton per meter. So next step is we have to calculate the maximum bending moment. So for this type of stair, so this is our span, isn't it? So along on this span, the UDL acting on the span we have calculated, which is 3.36 kilonewton per meter. So maximum bending moment will be WL square by 8, where L is 1.5 meter. So finally the bending moment will comes out as 0.945 kilonewton meter. Next, the effective depth required we have to calculate based on the maximum bending moment. So we know that mu equal to 0.138 FCK BD square for M20 grade of concrete, okay, and for Fe415 of grade of steel. So it will be comes out as 0.138 FCK BD square. Okay, so from here, so our D required will be mu root over of mu divided by 0.138 FCK B. So after calculation it will comes out as 32.83 mm. So this is the required value of the effective depth, and we have provided is 103.5 mm. So we are in the safer side, as we have provided more effective depth for the staircase. Okay, the next step is we have to step is for the calculation of the reinforcements. So as per annexure Z of IS 456, mu equal 0.87 Fy AST D multiplied by holding 1 minus AST Fy by BD FCK. So this is the formula given in annexure Z of IS 456. So if you put the values and then if we simplify it, it will be a quadratic equation having unknown AST, area of steel. So it will comes out as 25.71 mm square. This is a required amount of steel area. So it is very small. So that's why we will calculate the minimum required area of steel. So the minimum required area for the steel for Fe415 grade of steel, means star steel, it is 0.12% of the gross area. Sorry, 0.12 BD. Okay, so it will be comes out as 39.45 mm square. So therefore we shall provide the minimum area of steel as it is greater than the required area. Okay. So therefore providing 8 tor bars, the number of reinforcement will be required reinforcement will be 1. Minimum area of steel divided by pi by 4 into 8 square. If you provide 8 tor bar, so it will be approximately 1. So required area of steel will be this much, 50.26 mm square. Hence provided 1 8 tor bar along the horizontal span of one step. So for every step we shall provide 1 bar along the horizontal span, means along the span of this horizontally span stair. Okay, so here if you see, so this is the this reinforcement we have calculated, 1 bar for this step, 1 bar, another step. So for every step we shall provide 1 bar along the width of the step, which is the span of this staircase. So next we have to provide the distribution steel. What is the distribution steel? In this case, this is the distribution steel. Okay. So distribution steel is provided at the rate of 0.12% per meter run. So required area of steel will be calculated as 0.12 percentage of 103.5 into 1000. So it will be comes out as 124.20 mm square. So you may have a doubt that why we have taken 1000 in this case. So in this case we have calculated the reinforcement as per meter run. Okay. So using 8 bar as a distribution steel, spacing required will be 404.71 mm. So hence we shall provide 8 at the rate of 300 mm center to center in the other direction as a distribution steel, as we cannot provide the spacing more than 300 mm. So our spacing will be limited to 300 mm. So these are all about the design of horizontally span stairs, where we have to simply design the two reinforcements. Means we have to provide two reinforcement. One is along the width of the stair, which as a main reinforcement. Other is along the direction of the waist slab as a distribution steel. Okay. So this is a typical detailing of the horizontally span stair. So this is the main reinforcement, and this is a distribution steel. So this is the side view, and this is the cross section. So this is all about the design of horizontally span stair. So in our next video we shall try to discuss another type of design of another type of staircase. So if you like my video, please share and subscribe.